the coming flu pandemic, forced vaccination, whatever, take your pick, whatever it is you're interested in. You could find any one of these people and hundreds more like them that have a whole bunch of shit to say to you about this subject, about the subject you're interested in. But to just blindly accept what they're fucking telling you makes you into a total fucking idiot. So, in answer to my video responder on Alex Jones and the fact that he is or is not a Jesuit, I have this to say. What fucking difference does it make whether Alex Jones is a Jesuit or not? If you listen to his show and you gain information from it, you do some research, find out that it's true, and this is something that he has given you as a factual thing in your life, and it gives you purpose, then that's good. Right? If he tells you something and he makes a big fucking screaming match out of it, well, hey, I'm guilty of the same fucking thing, right? Okay? And you say, that's bullshit, and look into it and decide, you know what, he's hyping this thing all out of control, then he's not doing a very good thing for you. Does he talk about the Catholic Church? Not very much. Does he talk about the Jesuits? Not very much. Are the Jesuits something you need to be concerned about? Well, that's a question you need to ask yourself. Do a little research and find out exactly what the Jesuits are, where they come from, and what their fucking plans are. Find out who the Black Pope is. Find out what the mandate for the Jesuit order really is. And then maybe you can answer the question of whether or not you need to be concerned about the fucking Jesuits. And then, of course, there's the idea of Zionist. Alex Jones is a Zionist because he doesn't talk about Israel. Well, he doesn't talk about Israel that much. Maybe he is a Zionist. I don't know. I have absolutely no proof for any of this. I can listen to all of his radio shows to know. You know, but there are a lot of people who don't talk about Israel because they're afraid to. Because they're fucking afraid to. And I don't blame them to a certain extent because Israel has a lot of power in the media. They have a lot of power in the media. The other thing you want to look at, okay, who's behind everything? Well, a lot of people talk about elites just like me. I say it's the elites. I believe they're elite groups. They're trying to control the population. They're trying to reduce the population. They're trying to destroy humanity. They're using various methods and means to do so. What are some of those means? Well, international bankers, corporations, and the various isms that run countries around the world, whether that be socialism, communism, Satanism, Luciferianism, whatever it is you want to call it. Okay? And any one of these people would have a certain take on who is what and where and how they do what they're doing. You know? And there will be your, let me mention someone else, William Cooper too, who's a great guy. Who brought forth a lot of great information. You know, he's in that list too. Do I believe everything William Cooper said? No. Because for a long time he talked about aliens and UFOs and things that just were not very good. Okay? And then he was focused on, you know, the driver of Kennedy's limousine shot him. Okay? Now, I've done my own research on that, and you know, he was just deceived. But I do believe he meant well, and he did what he did because he really wanted to help people. But he also had an agenda, just like everybody else. He wanted to be respected, if nothing else. So anyway, who are all these people doing all these things? You know? And then I have people that are always telling me, oh, it's the Jews, the Jews, the Jews, the Jews. How many times are you going to say it's the Jews? Are the Jews involved? Yes. Absolutely. If the Jews, if you're talking about a Jewish person who is living the life that says they are the chosen people and everybody else is a goy, and therefore just like cattle, then I don't want anything to do with that Jew, because they're more or less saying they're better than everybody else in the world. And if in fact that person feels that way, then I got nothing but contempt for them, because they have no care for me in the world. But are there Jews that don't feel that way? I'm absolutely sure there are. Okay? The elites who are controlling things, are there Jews in that? Yes, absolutely. Are there Zionists interspersed in there? Absolutely. That's a big part of what they're doing. And that, of course, goes into Judaism and Jews. Okay? But by the same token, you can't just say, it's the Jews, it's the Jews, it's the Jews. Because it's not. But don't believe me. Do your own fucking research and find out. Are the Jews involved? Yes. Are white people involved? Yes. Are black people involved? Yes. Are Asians? Yes. And every other country around the fucking world? Yes. All of these people are involved. I don't want anything to do with a group that thinks they're better than me. And if you have a Jewish elitist, well, maybe that's doubly bad if they really believe they're the chosen people because they think they're better than the other elitists too. But still, who are your greatest enemies? Find out who your greatest enemies are. Find out who are behind that. What is the motivation? Don't believe anything anybody tells you. Don't believe me. Don't believe a fucking word I tell you unless you go and you check it out. And don't use the sources I give you. Do your own research. That's why I don't give links. I want you to do your own research. I do not want you to blindly fucking believe what I have to say. I don't want you to blindly follow any of these other fuckers either. But if you want to listen to their stuff, read their work, watch your videos, and you find some truth in it that you can put up in your little patchwork quilt that you make, trying to make sense of this fucked up fucking world, then good for you. But be fucking discerning. What difference does it make if someone is a fucking a Jesuit or a Zionist or Jewish or whatever the hell it happens to be? If they're giving you information you can use, use it! If they're not, don't! Throw it the fuck out! And don't listen to them. Okay? So as far as Alex Jones being a Jesuit or a Zionist, I have no fucking idea. Does he talk about the Catholic Church? No, not that much that I've noticed. Does he talk about Israel? Not that much that I've noticed. But I told you reason why that might be so. But you know what? You need to find out for yourself. You need to realize whether that makes any difference to you. Why should it? Why should it make a difference at all? If he's telling you lies, then don't listen to the fucker. And think about everybody's motivation all the time. What is it that they're out to prove or gain? Are they making money on what they're telling you? I'm not saying that's bad, but you have to consider it. You have to think about it. You have to put everything into perspective. So watch out for the isms and all of the people that promote them as being the cure-all, the answer behind the scenes. And don't listen to any alternative media guru and think they have the answers for you. And if somebody says somebody's a this or somebody's a that, and maybe you don't want to listen to them anymore, well, maybe you want to find out whether or not somebody's a this or somebody's a that, and whether that makes any fucking difference or not to you and to what they're telling you. That's my take on it. Thank you. Good night.